Hello everyone and welcome to Geek Leak. I'm your co-host Cody Kogar and this is Cheat Codes, where we discuss all things gaming and video game related. Witcher Season 2 is now out on Netflix. Our yearly reminder of how good looking Henry Cavill is. The story picks up after the events of Season 1, the Battle of Sodden Hill, and the uniting of Geralt and Ciri. Season 2 loses the confusing time jump plot structure and focuses on the budding father-daughter relationship of Geralt and Ciri. Which took me completely out of it because, as we know, fathers never come back, right? Right? No. Right? No. Okay, yeah. Gonna be moving on. Got it. The newest Halo game from developer 343, Halo Infinite's campaign tells the story of Master Chief's fierce battle against Koba, the evil ape from Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, and his effort to wipe out all humanity. They do this by trying to take over Zeta Halo, one of the 7 rings in the Halo array. After the opening sequence, you get thrown into the open world of Zeta Halo, because every game now has to be open world. And you hunt down collectibles and audio logs, pretending it's actually content. The game also has you complete generic open world tasks, like reclaiming fobs, assassinating high-value targets, and finally making use of the Game Pass subscription you forgot about. Drama in the Stalker fandom this week with the unveiling of a Stalker metaverse and a plan to incorporate NFTs into the game. NFTs, or non-fungible tokens, are a piece of data stored on the blockchain that says, hey, I own this. But doesn't actually stop anyone from copying or sharing the associated file. It's like calling shotgun as a kid to ride in the front seat. You just have to hope that everyone follows the same rules. In this particular instance, GSC, the developers of Stalker 2, were planning on having an NFT auction for your chance to become a metahuman in the game. But not like in a comic superhero way, but most likely more of a Face McShooty from Borderlands 2 kind of way. Now, what this all really boils down to is you bidding on a chance to be an NPC in the game. But instead of just saying that, they throw a lot of buzzwords at you about blockchain technology and completely optional, to try to disguise the fact that this is a company trying to nickel and dime its fans with microtransactions, but with extra steps. I'm already paying full price for half-finished games. My wallet and my sanity cannot afford this. Normally, after backlash like this, you would expect GSC to back down or reevaluate their finances. Maybe try to secure more funding for this game. They clearly need it. They did, but not after a full day of doubling down on NFTs. They took to Twitter to try and tug at the heartstrings under the guise of transparency, stating that GSC is an independent game development studio. We have no publisher, but we do have wonderful partners, an incredible team, and a dream of a game that you will sincerely love. Just like all other devs, we need 2 main resources, time and money. They go on further to explain that they want to do NFTs right, which is the same logic for every subsequent Jurassic Park since the first one. Yeah, no, it's cool. It's be completely different than last time. Did you increase security, add more safeguards? Oh yeah, totally, 100%. Yep, more guards, everything. It's gonna be great. Doors dinosaurs can't open? Yep. Well, hey, that's good enough for me. Here's your money. And after 2 days of complaints, and even an open letter to the devs on the subreddit r/stalker, not to be confused with the NSFW r/stalkers, somehow more frightening and dystopian subreddit. They walked this change back, but some potential players say the damage is done and now are wary about the release of the game, with one Reddit user saying, "They literally had to do nothing to keep me hyped for that game, and they still f***ed it up." Ubisoft is another company trying to cash in on the NFT craze, offering up their game Ghost Recon Breakpoint as a sacrifice in order to test integration of NFTs. It has not gone well, selling even lower than their flop DLC Ghost Recon Border Patrol Simulator. According to an article by Lewis White over at Stealth Optional, some 2,000 NFTs were minted, and only a handful actually sold. Wolves 1212, an NFT skin for the M4A1 tactical rifle, first hit the market for 10,000 Tezos, cryptocurrency whose name I've never heard of until now, or about $42,000. It eventually sold for 20 Tezos, or as of right now, nowhere near close to $42,000. Now, according to an article by Kotaku, a post in Ubisoft's internal social media hub, Mana, about these changes to Breakpoint had many employees voicing valid concerns like, "I still don't really understand the problem being solved here. Is it really worth the extremely negative publicity this will cause? And is this an out-of-season April Fool's joke?" So, it's clear from the NFT sales that players don't want them. It's clear the developers don't want them. So the question has to be asked, why even go to Jurassic Park? Just stay home. Maybe Jeff Goldblum was right, and we should stop to think not whether or not we can, but whether or not we should. We turn now to On Brand with Brandon, Connecticut.
Sonic the Hedgehog is putting out a new live-action sequel titled simply Sonic the Hedgehog 2, set to release April 8th, 2022. Sonic fans will be excited to see the arrival of two key characters, Tails and Knuckles, whereas Jim Carrey fans plan to be underwhelmed by Jim Carrey playing the same key character of most of his filmography. You're better than that, Jim. That's all I'm saying. But, anywho, Magic the Gathering will be releasing a new run of cards called Black is Magic, which intends to highlight black expression. Apparently having the undead instant kill swamp mana wasn't enough of a positive message. The run of cards intends to support a charity called Black Girls Code, whose mission is to help more women of color get into the tech field. Absolutely, that is a fantastic thing. No sarcasm there at all. And, when asked why isn't there a Gay is Magic line of cards, the LGBTQ acronym replied, "Who do you think probably designed most of the cards?" Board games seem to be getting in on the moneymaker of reboots, with Hasbro releasing a reboot of the 1989 board game HeroQuest. Reviews have been widely positive, some of which raving about how great retro is. And these reviews were clearly written by people that didn't have to change the channel to play video games, nor did they have to choose between using the phone or the internet. Get off the phone, Ma! I'm trying to spank it! Now we get into the subsection of On Brand called Weeb Wound Up, Woo. Okay. One Piece is about to reach its milestone of 1,000 episodes, and really, how can this scrawny little claim to be the Pirate King after this long? It's one damn treasure. Find the frickin' X and move on. And, once over, Pokemon is at 1,115 episodes, and Pikachu still isn't a Raichu. Quit pressing B, Ash, and move on. Let the mouse rabbit evolve already. Or, you know what? Quit letting your good Pokemon go. Quit trying to be a frickin' neckbeard nice guy about this. December 16th, 2021, DC Comics released the first issue of Batgirls. Batgirl centers around Barbara Gordon, Cassandra Cain, and Stephanie Brown living together in a seedy part of Gotham. But, can we really say there's a seedy part of Gotham? Isn't that kind of like saying the wet part of the ocean? I could go into more specifics about the issue, but really it was kind of painful to read. The characters were flat and cliche, from the bubbly blonde character to the quirky brunette who wears unicorn kigurumis. I don't know who was making the creative decisions for this comic. Maybe one of the comics creators, Becky Cloonan, was the main driver for these characters, and I'm just another man trying to pretend he knows what females like. Maybe this will get more female comic book enthusiasts to read comic books by trying to trick readers into swallowing a graphic novelization of Totally Spies. BT Dub's huge fan, but anyway. And maybe this isn't about gender and is just lazy writing, but given that DC's own news release, they framed it as one big Batgirl sleepover, I sincerely doubt that's the case. Look, I'm a 32-year-old overweight gay man. I'm most likely not a huge chunk of a lot of target demographics unless it is anti-HIV medication that comes in butter form. However, I do feel that regardless of your age, gender, body size, or anything else really, this issue will probably be a miss. For the misses or misters, or whatever makes you feel comfortable. Unless DC does a huge overhaul on this. That's it for Geek Leak this week. Be sure to like and subscribe to keep up to date on our weekly releases. I'm Brandon, Connecticut, and I just lagged out of the game. TTYL.